I remember something my partner said to me a few months after we started dating. He stood out to me for many reasons. But one of the things that really stood out to me was the fact that he never once mentioned anything about the way I look. That's a huge green flag for me. We finally brought it up, maybe 3 or 4 months after we started dating. And he said this to me: beautiful women must hear that they're beautiful all the time. It's not a compliment to them at that point. It's an annoyance. I imagine it's got to be really frustrating. I imagine it's got to be demeaning. It was extraordinary insight. It's why he's absolutely the one who's earned me. And he's right. Telling me that I'm beautiful is a red flag. Huge red flag. It says to me very, very plainly that you're not interested in anything else beyond this, and that your assessment of me is only this, not a way to impress me. Because the same people who were only interested in this raped me. In fact, every single one of those men made sure they told me during the rape that I was pretty. So I have this really hardcore association with being told I'm pretty. I don't like it. In fact, when I hear it, my guard goes way up. And it has not yet been wrong. Women never talk about it. Women never discuss it because we know it's not fucking important. The only ones who discuss the way we look are the people who value it. And predators are the only ones who value it. So if my looks come up within the first 2 paragraphs, the first 2 months of any kind of conversation, they're getting shut down, and it's a red flag because they're not interested in anything else other than the pretty fucking package. I am not wrapping paper. Now, that being said, I just had another guy messaged me, and I said the word hello. Guard was up. I knew where this was going. Waited. And sure enough, he turned the whole thing over to him trying to pursue me. I very simply said, I'm not interested. I'm not available. And he attacked me and swore at me. Before I could even block him, he'd already blocked me. So it was very much a lash out, assault me, and then he left. I screenshotted him and I put him on my Facebook, which is what I do with any man who decides that they're going to be a fucking jackass and they end up on predator dating. So, women, boundary setting. We're going to go over this. The reason why I do this is because women don't know what it looks like. And there are legitimately good men out there who do not know what the right way is and what the wrong way is. And it's done out of ignorance. And at the same time, there's a lot of people doing it because they're predators. And I am huge on, we're going to talk about predator dating, and I'm throwing it all out there. So every time it happens, it goes out because I'm done with this bullshit. You are confronting a stranger. You have no idea my availability. You have no idea my mental illnesses, my mental health. You have no idea my agenda. You have no idea my priority. You have no idea my sexuality. And you're going to come on to me as if, by default, because I'm pretty, I must be unavailable, or I must be available, interested, ready to entertain, and straight. It's offensive. It's an absolute assumption right off the bat that I am doing nothing in my life other than waiting for him to come along. By the way, so far, every one of these guys is white cis male. And I'm just at a point where I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm getting better at the whole, I'm not interested and I'm not available. It doesn't mean I'm single. It doesn't mean that I'm taken. It doesn't mean that I'm married. It means that I'm not available to you. but they don't need to know that shit. I'm not interested. I need to condense it down to I'm not interested. That's my goal. That's going to be my next goal. It's just I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Not interested. Nothing else matters. And one day, these jackasses are actually going to get to a point where they actually take into consideration whether or not I'm interested. But they're fucking cowards. And that's what this is all about. They're trying to bypass the rejection. So they completely leave me away, leave all of us women away, where we cannot possibly open ourselves up and reject them. No, they're going to make sure that there is no way that we can reject them in any of the conversation. They pretend to be nice by giving us a compliment, which is actually a huge fucking slap in the face, because they are likening us to wrapping paper. It's offensive. It's absolutely fucking offensive. And like I said, it took my partner 5 months to even bring it up. And it was wonderful. I don't even know how we got on the topic. It was absolutely, it was a meme or something else we saw. It wasn't me asking him, and it wasn't him bringing it up to make a point. It was an outside source that we saw that day that brought up the conversation. I think we were watching TV and it was discussed on a TV show. And in the TV show, they had made a comment about, I don't want to hear it. You think pretty girls want to hear that? And then he was like, I never say that. And I'm like, no, you didn't. And it's one of the things that I love about you is that he does not say it. And it's infuriating because he's right. Either you're plain and you never hear it. You're extraordinarily beautiful and it's all you fucking hear. You wish someone would acknowledge it and they don't, or you absolutely wish no one would say it ever again. It's a lose-lose situation across the entire screen. There is no right answer here. It's best if you just don't fucking comment on anybody's looks. You wouldn't walk up to an overweight person and mention their weight. You wouldn't walk up to a pregnant woman and mention her pregnancy. You wouldn't walk up to a woman and mention her age. Why the fuck are you talking about anyone's looks or appearances? Just because I'm fucking pretty doesn't mean it's okay. It's not. I wrote a post once, and it was my full credentials. This is all I've accomplished. And I'm going to be blunt, and I'm going to be vain here. Vain is the wrong word. I'm going to be proud. That's right. I'm going to be fucking proud. I am a fucking genius who overaccomplished a lot to get where I am in life. My brain is extraordinary. I'm proud of the shit I have done. So for someone to come along and liken me to fucking wrapping paper, and that's what this guy did. I posted this whole thing listing my credentials to boost my credibility for when I turn around and say, hey, when I'm telling you all my shit that I can do for you for my business, these are my credentials. And all he could say to me when he was done reading that was, wow, you're really pretty. It reminds me of something J.K. Rowling said. She had published her 4th Potter book. She'd also given birth to one of her, I think it was her second children, her son. And this woman, a friend of hers from high school, met her on the street. And all this woman wanted to do was compliment Rowling on the fact that she could breed. No acknowledgement that she just released her 4th Harry Potter book, and by this point was the wealthiest author in all of history. Oh no, that was not discussed. God forbid we acknowledge the accomplishments of this woman. No, let's just talk about her grand ability to fucking breed. It's degrading. It's completely bypassing the fact that a woman has a brain. So yeah. Telling a woman she's pretty is a fucking offense. Absolutely offensive. Why do they do it? They do it because you rejected them. And they're 2-year-olds. And they don't know how to take rejection because they're narcissists. And they don't like to hear the word no. So they lash out at you like they're 3 years old throwing a tantrum because you told them no, you can't play. Because you're a fucking asshole. As in, they are. That's why they lash out. I made a mistake tonight by not blocking him as soon as I said to him, I'm not interested. But I did learn a lesson which made it worth it. From now on, I need to not say I'm not available. That's not their fucking business. It needs to be, I'm not interested, end of conversation. I'm not interested. End of conversation. I am giving them way too fucking much. Eventually, I'm not going to say anything and I'll completely block them and I'll be at that point. But I'm working up to it. Give me time. And honestly, this is fantastic learning. Like, this is great. I feel great. And I know what it is. I was listening to these men a few months ago bitch and complain why women shoot them down and they have no idea why. And they were bitching and complaining because they didn't understand and no woman would ever explain to them. Why are they internalizing and projecting my issues? Why is it all about them? Why are they making my life about them? Because that's really what this is about. When you take rejection personally, you are making my life all about you. As if I couldn't possibly have anything else to do with my life prior to you coming into it. Huge red flag. Narcissist. When you internalize rejection and you make it all about you, you are 100% assuming that that person already lives, exists, and dies for you. Something to think about. If you love shit like this, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want more shit like this, subscribe to my Amphitheater and get my full self-care regimen reminder every day so you stay on top of your self-care. And if you cannot get enough shit like this, join my Healing Garden Integration Workshop, become a Healing Garden member, and get my Power of the Self Mini Master Power Course, 5-day Mini Master Power Course every month. Thank you so much, and may the kindest of words always find you. Links are below.